Hello everyone, and welcome to the start of my co-op career. I've partnered up with Kristian Nenov, who used to be in the ARL league, so he's very fast, and we're going to be in the whole co-op season hopefully. Of course, we're starting here in Melbourne at the beginning of the season, and as you see, we have chosen Toro Rosso. The reason behind that is so A, we can have KERS, B, so we can always be, well, pretty much always be fighting for pole, and C, just so we're not catastrophically slow in one of the slower teams. Obviously, we don't want it to be easy for pole either. So that's the reason for choosing the team, and obviously, like I said, Australia we are at, and go on the outlap now. Australia we're at. I will be running them alongside the real life races. So next race in China, we'll see the co-op career from China, but of course we've got 2 rounds to catch up on, so that's what we're doing right now. I won't be doing much practice for these races, so I'll slow right down there, try and get a good lap in. Won't be doing much practice for these races at all. As you can see now, I'm struggling. I'm in 16th at the moment, which isn't great at all. The 28.1, I can definitely do fast on that. And I won't be doing too much in terms of setup either. I won't be going too mad on it. So, starting the lap now then. At the 100 board on the right hand side there was the braking point. Slight lock of the inside wheel there, but we got away with it. The DRS is wide open now for the second straight of the circuit so far. And there's only a minute remaining, so I don't think we're going to get another lap in. This has got to count. I think Kristian is currently in 2nd or so he's doing very well indeed. So, need to try and get up near him if I want to be anywhere in this championship. Otherwise, he's going to take it easily. But luckily for him, he's entered another league now, and his Australian league race was, I think, the week before this. So he's well practiced at this track, so I'm not expecting to beat him. Hoping to do a bit better in Malaysia when hopefully he's been long enough between the league race and this race, and the co-op career, that he's not going to be quite so quick, but still, it's always good to be up against someone that's quick rather than someone that's slow. So we were up in the first sector, and we're still up in the second sector, 1.1 seconds, and I'm 400ths up. Not sure if that's on Hamilton. I think it probably is actually on Hamilton, but I've run wide there and got grass on my tyres. That wasn't great. The DRS is wide open still, so can I nail my braking point here? Slow it all down. Need to stay off the grass. I don't go right on the grass. That's going to keep my tyres dirty for this next corner to compromise me. It's been not abysmal, but it's not been a great final sector, has it? So 1.1 seconds I was up, although I'm sure I can probably still beat my previous final sector, but it was looking good potentially even for pole there, but didn't quite manage it. Unfortunately, Hamilton pole at the moment, 25.9. What can I manage? Previous best of 28.1, and it's a 26.8, was that? Yes, indeed, a 26.8. And it looks like Kristian's managed to take pole as well. So we obviously had a fantastic final lap there. So I was a second, just over a second at 7 thousandths, over a second down on him there. So fantastic lap from him, fair play, but I just never could quite get a clean lap in, could I? First and second sectors were pretty good, but the final sector wasn't great at all. But still not sure I lost an entire second, but probably lost at least half a second, so definitely could have been a lot closer to him, but there we go. At least it means I get to start on fresh tyres, as I'm now going to load my setup and then tweak it slightly. Just put a bit more longer gear ratios because they were too short in that last session. Couldn't do a lot about it, it was a bit late. So prime tyres I'm going to go for then. Starting on prime tyres, trying to go for a different strategy to the guys ahead of me, in the hope that I'll be, like in the league races, in the hope that I'll be quicker towards the end of the race, but we'll see how it pays off. It depends how much pace all these cars are going to have, so we'll have to see. But we're on the grid now then. As I said, 12th place at 24, halfway back the grid. My target, by the looks of it, is 12, so Kristian, my teammate, is in first position. I'm not expecting him to get overtaken, so I need to get past these guys quickly in order to be able to hopefully challenge him in the race. So using all my KERS then, as always, trying to minimise wheel spin. Right behind Maldonado, I haven't had a much better start than him. Let's see if I can break him. I can indeed. Oh, nearly hit Rosberg. Actually had to avoid him. Can I get a good exit now? I can indeed. So trying to go on the inside of Webber, there it is, which I've managed. So I'm past him now in the slipstream on Raikkonen, trying to hopefully dial up the inside of him. Can I manage it as we now flip to slow-mo mode? As you can see there, Perez didn't actually quite touch him. Bit of a lag box in front of me there that forced me to touch him, but Raikkonen's on our inside now. Can I get ahead of him? Oh, I was snap oversteer under wheel spin there, and I was quite lucky actually not to get a penalty from hitting Perez there, wasn't I? But did not expect him. I was braking much later than him. Didn't expect to brake that much later than him for a start. And also then he was coming across me effectively on the braking zone. He was moving across to the inside for no reason. He was turning a little bit too early, so I did actually, as I said, I don't think I quite touched him. I think if there wasn't a lag box there, I probably would have just avoided him. But it would have been very, very close indeed. So unfortunate there, but like I say, quite fortunate to get a penalty. To not get a penalty, rather. So I've got away with it just about, as we're behind Schumacher now then. But ooh, he's in the dirty air, they're losing a lot of time and running that wide as well. So Raikkonen's close behind me, 3 tenths. Schumacher's ahead of me by 2 tenths. So It's very close indeed, but looks like he might run wide there, considering the yellow flag. So looking on the mini-map there, Kristian has pulled out ahead of me. One thing I haven't mentioned is I've put Kristian's channel on the right-hand side of my channel, that you can get to his channel if you want to. Subscribe to him for all his content. Like I said, he's a very fantastic fast driver. And I will also put the link to his video. He'll probably do a video response as well, so you can see his perspective if you want to. But at the moment, I presume my race is more exciting, but I presume he'll put his quali lap in, so it'd be good to compare quali laps. But I'm not going to use any of his content. I find that a bit unfair. I'm going to give him all the views to his channel. I don't want to have all the views to my channel. It seems a bit selfish to me. So we'll give him some views. Why not? He's a good enough driver. He certainly deserves it. So back to the race then. I'm falling back from Schumacher a little bit. It's not going great, is it? Can't seem to catch him. That Mercedes seems to have a lot of pace with Hamilton in front of him, but purple first sector. 8 seconds up there, of course, because it was a standing start on the last lap, but 0.7 to Rosberg behind me and 1.6 to Schumacher in front of me, so it's not looking good. But I've started on conservative fuel, which possibly was a bad idea, but I'm staying on rich now. I'm still not quite attuned with this track, just not 100% happy, but it's going okay, well enough anyway. So once again, still purple. I'm not in the dirty air now, so I should have a better chicane. I do indeed. 1.2 to Rosberg now then, so I've certainly managed to pull out a bit of a gap to him, but we found that on the AI was faster. Ooh, especially making mistakes like that. Found the AI was faster in the final sector, so I'm expecting to probably lose all that gap, and it's going to be DRS on the next lap. So I'm right for this lap, but next lap I'll need to watch out for it. So still on rich then, got plenty of cars left as I use it all now on the start finish straight. Little gap to Rosberg, but it's certainly not 1.2 seconds. What is it now? Probably 0.8? 0.9, not far off, was it? I think my eye's pretty good for guessing gaps. Far off, I'm happy with that. So Hamilton's done the fastest lap, not Kristian, interestingly. So Kristian obviously isn't able to pull away too much. He's just still got around that gap. Would he manage to pull out on the first lap? Of course, the AI always very slow on the first lap. So looking like it might be able to take the win, but I mean, it depends really, doesn't it? On Hamilton, on their both their strategies. Because it certainly looks like Hamilton might just about have the pace on him at the moment. Depends if Schumacher ahead there gets close enough to him and he can slow him down by making him defend and have to take different lines to his fastest line. 10th up my previous then, just going pretty well. Rosberg back to 1.3 seconds, so it looks like I might have the pace in the first and third, rather the first and second sectors. In the third sector looks like I might be down a little bit, interestingly. Also with these videos, I wasn't planning on editing them, but this race I will edit it a little bit later on. I've only edited it once, so it's still more or less the full race distance, but it's only a 25% race of course with 15 laps. But yeah, so I will edit it probably a little bit depending on if it's a action-packed race. I probably won't bother editing it, but if it's a little bit boring like this one got towards the end, you'll see in a moment, then I shall edit it down. So it looks like I'm gaining though on Schumacher Academy. Looks like he might be slowing Hamilton down. That looks good. Fingers crossed. You can stay nice and close to him and slow each other down, but it looks like I'm pulling out on Rosberg as well. It's been a good lap from me. I'm only 400s up though, 29.7. I managed 2 seconds for Rosberg now. Ooh, as I run wide, and Schumacher's run wide there. I'm a lot close to him. It looks like he might have perhaps tried to go for an overtake on Hamilton and failed, but 28.9 from Kristian then. 29.1 was the fastest lap from Hamilton, so they're very evenly matched. So looks like I am once again though quite a way off the pace. Can't touch that lap. At the moment I'm 8/10 off that pace, which is a lot. But I think probably a lot of that's set up since he's probably just using his league setup, which of course he'll have worked on a little bit. So coming out that last chicane now then, 1.5 to Schumacher Academy, 1.9 back to Webber now behind me, so that's why Rosberg was slow, because he was battling with Webber, but now Webber's through. I wonder if he'll be gaining on me. We'll have to wait and see on that one. Schumacher's now right up close back to Hamilton, so hopefully they're slowing each other down a little bit, and hopefully I can gain on them. Schumacher's certainly very, very close to Hamilton. So can I manage to catch up to them while they're battling with each other? Still 2.2 to Webber, so not getting on them too much, but looking on the mini-map he has now pulled up a bit of a gap to the guy behind him, so he'll probably be now starting to gain on me, but I'm concentrating ahead now on these guys ahead. I'm certainly gaining on them this lap at least. I've switched to standard fuel, save my fuel towards the end of the race. So penultimate corner then. So I take a much wider line than that, or wider entry rather, in that final corner. Ooh, run out very wide there, nearly hit the wall actually. Came very close indeed. So we've across the line then, 2 tenths slower than my previous lap at 1.5 to Schumacher as he has a little look but slows himself down. Does it give me an opportunity? No, not enough. Not enough. But he's going to have DRS and I'm not. So let's see if I can just stick within this lap and get DRS on the next lap. Please. Ooh, no, I've run wide. I've thrown it away. No, I've thrown that advantage just out away. Unfortunately, I'll break myself. Ran a little bit wide. Locked my wheel. Just ran wide. Lucky I managed to stay on the circuit at least, but it certainly wasn't ideal, was it? So touch outside there and get a bit of grass on my tyres. Everyone's pushed me very wide. It's been a very scruffy lap so far for me. Only 10th down on my previous, but it has been a very scruffy lap indeed. 1.2 Schumacher as we cross that sector line. Definitely should have been inside a second to him. I'm pressuring him, forcing him to slow down a bit, but now he's back up to Hamilton again, which hopefully by the time he gets there he'll once again have a go and slow himself down. 1.5 now, 1.4 to Webber, so he's certainly gaining on the meet, especially while I'm making all these mistakes. It's not been a great lap, 6 tenths down. It's to be expected, and Kristian all the while is pulling away from Hamilton, all the while we're all battling with each other. So it looks like he's got the win almost in his pocket, depending on the second stint. Which will be coming up soon, so I'm due to pit on lap 9 since I started on primes. But in actual fact, I do believe I pit on the next lap. Could be wrong, or it's a lap after. I certainly pit early in order to try and get on the options, which I'm hoping will be faster for me and hoping I can outpace the guys ahead of me. And I also was on TeamSpeak to Kristian, talking to him, because of course if we come in the same lap, we could have to stack. We could be slowing each other down, really, or he'd slow me down anyway. So I cleared it with him as well that I could pit. And like I said, I believe it's this lap from memory. It was about a week ago I did this race, so it's all from memory. But it certainly should be a good season anyway. I'm looking forward to the whole rest of the season. As I said, Australia was a bit compromised. Melbourne, this race, a bit compromised. With Kristian only just having his league race. So hopefully the more races we have, the further gap will be put between Kristian's league races and these races, since we're going to be following the real F1 calendar, as I mentioned. Mostly anyway. I might speed it up a little bit towards the end, because obviously F1 2013 will likely be released around the Singapore Grand Prix. So that might scupper the plan slightly, because I don't want to still be playing this game when F1 2013 is out. And I'm going to do my best to cover that game as best I can for you. I'm hoping I might be able to get my hands on a copy early, but we'll see about that. Of course, I haven't even announced it yet. I've been I've been tweeting. I've really been talking to him. Stephen Hood on Twitter, the main guy that makes these games. Not sure what his job title is actually, but he's essentially the boss of the F1 games from Codemasters. So we're now in the pits. Schumacher pits ahead of me there, so that's going to not give me an advantage on him, unfortunately. But let's see if I can still come out ahead of him. Can I? Does he get held up in the pits? A bit of a slip hits from Toro Rosso. Looks like I'm up behind him. I am indeed even further back by the looks of it. 5-second pit stop, 2 seconds slower potentially than the best. So that's quite a bit of time to lose. Not great at all. It looks like I'm completely out now, no traffic to fight with. I'm just going to try and gain on Hamilton now if I can. Schumacher rather, I think I said Hamilton. Schumacher I meant, of course. So just going to push hard now, and Hamilton is of course still out on track. So hopefully we can, or at least I can push hard and get past him. Ooh, it's like run wide again. Made that same mistake in that corner. My setup isn't great, it's not quite suited to me. I am pretty flexible in my setups. I can drive a car on almost any setup quickly, but of course it's that last half a second or so that you find with setups, which I'm just not finding with this setup, unfortunately. So I've learned quite a bit about setups as well with this season rather of ARL in the league races, so I expect to come back even stronger next season with all the knowledge I've learned, and also it'll help me for my racing school. Speaking of racing school, there'll hopefully be a video not this coming week, the week after, beginning of, because we've got a league race beginning of next week, and then probably another one of these next weekend. And that's the last race of the season, of course, for the league. Then the league races will start again towards the end of April. Of course, I'll do a video in the meantime to try and convince some of you guys to sign up. I'm going to post a tutorial basically on how to sign up on ARL, tell you a few things about it, and basically trying to convince you to sign up so we can have a good season with a few more hopefully fast guys, but any speed will do. And I've got DRS. I managed to get DRS behind Schumacher, so I must have just inside a second there. And there's a few guys coming out of the pits. Who's that? Looks like Rosberg, is it? is indeed. And who's that? That's a Red Bull. It's Webber. Kind of just managed to go on the outside of him. That was close, wasn't it? Luckily, skillfully, managed to go on the outside of him. Of course, there's a double DRS zone on this track. Single detection zone, a double activation zone. As I've got my inside wheel slightly there, but it didn't really slow me down. And I'm certainly gaining on Schumacher here, aren't I? So it looks like I might just about have the pace on him on these option tyres, but it's incredibly close. I think Hamilton's already out ahead of us. Unfortunately, he's pitted and come out ahead of us. So I'm probably not going to be able to catch him. And I say I'm faster on the options, but I'm not looking too much faster am I than Schumacher, so it's probably game over in terms of that, but we'll see if I can get Schumacher. It looks like I can. I'm certainly closing in on him, aren't I? Very close indeed. Now I'm certainly within inside a second. Will I get DRS in this lap? I think I need to be able to overtake him, and Webber will undoubtedly be closing in on me. So purple sector then, fastest so far of anyone. So 4 tenths back to Schumacher then, or ahead to Schumacher rather. It's very close indeed. Can I catch him, overtake him? Is Hamilton ahead there? Looks a little bit slow. Looks like he might be gaining them. Of course, I think it's his first lap out. I think he pitted last lap, so he will have cold tyres. So I'm trying to cling on. You can see there where the faster cars with more downforce are gaining on us in Toro Rossos. So I think I'm going to have DRS then. And I've got plenty of cars left. I have indeed got DRS, so I'm not going to be able to overtake on this straight at least, but I'll certainly be able to get a lot closer. So, oh, actually, mind you, I'm gaining a lot of speed on him. Will I be able to get up the inside of this corner? I'm gaining a lot of speed on, but no, I hit the rev limiter too early. My gear ratio is a little bit too short, but I'm a lot closer now for this next corner. Using some of my cars. Could be able to activate DRS. There it is. Stop using my cars, don't bother with it. I'll do a fast lap of the race. So, can I get upside him? Going to try and outbrake him. I can indeed. I'm alongside him. Got to get it all slowed down though, and he just full throttle off the track. Ah, there we go. That was nice and easy, wasn't it? But I did actually leave him room. Didn't touch him. He had just about enough room with using some of the curb to stay on the track. But unfortunately, with this year's AI, particularly with Schumacher, I do notice they are sometimes a little bit over-aggressive. They get a bit desperate when you're alongside them to try and keep the place, so they basically put their foot down, try and just go a bit too fast in the corner and hope it will stick. Of course, drivers do that in real life, but they obviously do it better. They do it right up to the point where they just before leaving the track, so they just see if they can eke out a bit more speed. But in this game, unfortunately, they do it way too much. As I said, particularly with Schumacher, you won't find it so much with the less aggressive drivers, but however they've ranked the drivers, I think they've ranked Schumacher as one of the most aggressive, since he does seem to do that a lot when you get alongside him. So that's him out of it then. He did go straight on. I think he went to the gravel as well, so he's fallen back a lot, lost a lot of time. So I'm not worried about him, but there's Webber behind me now, so he'll probably be gaining on me, but I'm just going to try and close down Hamilton now if I can. But I don't know, very likely does it. If I am closing in on him, it's very, very marginal. So now I'm fuel saving mode as well. So we skip ahead, as I said, small edit there to lap 13, which is now going to be 14. Penultimate lap to this lap, and one more lap to go. As now Webber is 0.7 seconds behind me, so he's closing a lot, and Hamilton's now 4.8 ahead, so no chance of catching him whatsoever. As it looks like Kristian, my teammate, might be in a bit of traffic looking at the mini-map. Not sure which one's him, to be honest, but there's certainly a load of traffic around, so he'll probably be approaching some soon if he's not on it yet. As Webber's pretty close behind me now. Occasionally see the proximity arrows, they're called, the little white arrows you get telling you how close, or rather where a car is behind you when he's close. There's a little wide there, got a bit of grass on my tyres, don't want to be doing that. Still 0.8 back to Webber. I'm doing alright for now. I'm on Rich for the moment, just trying to burn up what fuel I've got left. Also just trying to stay ahead of Webber to try and keep out of the DRS zone. This next lap, or this next DRS zone rather, is going to be the last one really that he's going to be able to overtake me on. Because of course the lap after that, he'll only have a quick squirt of DRS before it's a start-finish line. That doesn't mean it's impossible though. If he's close enough behind me, he will still be able to get me, so I still need to be mindful of it. So I've done a purple sector there. Might be able to get a fastest lap of the race here if I do have a good final sector. But no, I keep struggling with that corner, don't I? Every single time I run right out wide with wheels on the grass. So, not great. Just compromised me, certainly in this final sector. But other than that, it's been a pretty good sector, so I might still just about manage a fastest lap. We'll see. Can I do it? Probably not. But can I improve? I can indeed improve mine. 28.3. Not too sure what the fastest lap is. I think it's probably Kristian's. But so at least I managed to improve my lap. Even if I haven't quite managed to go purple all 3 sectors and get the fastest lap of the race, but I shouldn't imagine I'm too far off. Now I've done 15 laps. I've got some experience, so I presume Webber's got DRS behind me, but he's not been able to get close enough to me. I didn't actually even need to use any of my cars. So last lap of the race then, it's just all about keeping it on the track pretty much cruising home, but 6/10 back to Webber. Makes it sound a bit too simplistic. It's not quite as easy as that. I'm going to have to push reasonably hard just to make sure he doesn't not able to fly past me, but it's pretty unlikely. As long as I keep on the track, I'm usually pretty consistent, so I should be okay. Fingers crossed. Just comes to the end of the second sector now. Just one more sector to go of this track. 6/10 down on the previous, but of course that's mainly because I went from rich to standard. Stand on this lap, and 6/10 back to Webber now. 4.3 to Hamilton. Got plenty of curves left for this final start-finish straight, just in case he manages to get seriously close to me. Don't want to be risking it. Looks like I should be alright. He's definitely get DRS, but I should be okay for the run to the start-finish line. So third place then. I've at least managed to get a podium as Kristian now crosses the line. So does Hamilton. I'm now approaching the line using the rest of my curves. Solid result. Third place, especially from 12th on the grid, as you can see there. So 9 seconds back from Kristian in the end, and Kristian didn't get a fast lap. It was Hamilton, 28.339, and mine was a 351, so incredibly close fastest laps for the top three there. Look at that. In fact, oh no, 266. Look, perhaps by Schumacher there looks like the fastest, but very close fastest laps indeed. So we've done the right thing in picking the Toro Rosso to be so similarly paced, but 9 seconds back to Kristian there. As you see by the fastest laps, I am certainly hoping that with a bit more practice, well, I said I'm not going to practice, but with hopefully Kristian less practice and a better setup next time, I'll be a bit close to him and be able to challenge him. But still a solid point total. That obviously puts me third in the championship, 10 points behind Kristian, so it's not too far back. It could have been worse, certainly, and that puts Toro Rosso in the lead of the constructors as well. Looks like Toro Rosso got a good car this year, doesn't it? So McLaren a second, 18 points, 22 points behind Toro Rosso. So there we go then. As I said, the next one of these will be at Malaysia next weekend, and of course early next week for the final ARL League race of the season. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.